The old man handed the gun to the young recruit, commanding him to shoot his beloved dog. The man hesitated as he raised the weapon, staring into the innocent eyes of his canine companion. No matter how hard he tried, he simply couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger. But if he refused to follow orders, his chance at becoming an elite secret agent would be over, and all his previous efforts would be wasted. As memories of the grueling training and his loyal dog's constant companionship flooded back, he ultimately couldn't find the strength to shoot. The old man disappointedly motioned for him to return the gun, but suddenly the recruit turned the barrel toward his superior instead. At that moment, a gunshot rang out from the next room.
At least the girl's got balls.
Because of his compassion for the dog, he was stripped of his agent qualification and sent home with his pet. Looking at himself in the mirror back at home, the entire experience felt like a dream. Bill had originally been nothing more than a small-time street punk, drifting through life without purpose. That all changed the day he met Hart.
My name is Harry Hart, and I gave you that medal. Your father saved my life.
His late father's former partner. Since his father had been an exceptional elite agent, Bill was qualified to become a candidate. However, he couldn't believe this bespectacled man in a suit could be anything special. Just then, a gang of thugs showed up seeking revenge. Hart initially tried to resolve the situation civilly, asking them politely to leave, but the gang wasn't having any of it.
You should get out of the way, Grandad, or you'll get hurt and all.
He ain't joking, you should go.
Without missing a beat, Hart walked calmly through the crowd toward the door. He casually closed it and slid the bolt into place, a provocative gesture that immediately enraged the thugs. Unfazed by their anger, Hart made the first move. A glass from the table flew like a bullet, striking its target with deadly precision. The thugs were stunned by this display, but quickly retaliated, only to have Hart effortlessly counter their attacks. When they all rushed him at once, Hart wielded his black umbrella with remarkable skill, every movement filled with elegant grace. One heavy-set thug grabbed a beer bottle to launch a sneak attack, but was instantly neutralized by an electric restraint that shot out from the umbrella's handle. In less than 2.5 minutes, Hart had taken down every single gang member. The leader tried to draw his gun in desperation, but Hart simply opened his umbrella, easily deflecting all the bullets.
Fucking dirty!
Hart twisted the umbrella handle to activate flight mode. When the bartender reached for the phone to call the police, Hart simply turned his watch, and a tranquilizer dart instantly knocked the man unconscious. Having witnessed this incredible display, Bill was completely won over by this suave, elegant gentleman in the suit. He agreed to follow in his father's footsteps and become a sophisticated elite agent himself. The two then made their way to what appeared to be an ordinary tailor shop. Hart placed his hand against a mirror, and after his fingerprints were verified, the entire floor began to slowly descend. Hart explained to Bill that the elite agents consisted of 13 members in an ancient and mysterious organization, all using codenames based on the legend of King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. The organization belonged to no nation and operated free from political interference and bureaucracy. It was purely dedicated to justice. Soon they reached the depths underground, where a high-speed train awaited them. This was the exclusive transportation of the elite agents, capable of covering thousands of miles in mere seconds and arriving at another secret base. This was Bill's first real glimpse into the power of the organization. There, he met 8 other candidates, and instructor Merlin explained that only one of the 9 would earn the coveted Lancelot position. He had prepared a body bag for each of them, as this interview process carried life-threatening risks at every turn. That night, the dormitory floor suddenly began to flood. Bill, who had just fallen asleep, was startled awake by the cold water. He quickly got up and turned on the lights, shocked to discover that water had completely submerged the beds. At this rate, it wouldn't be long before the entire dormitory was completely flooded.